Hey guys, I'm Ouroboros. Let's play Persona 3 Reload. It is July 2nd and class has ended for today. In case you couldn't tell by the length of the video, we have a very long one today. We are going into Tartarus today, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time hanging out around school. We are going to hang out with Chihiro today. Do you have some time later today? Yes, I do. What's up? Oh, good. Today I'd like to go somewhere to relax and talk.
Not too many people come here at this hour. This time of day is perfect. So, there was something I needed to ask you.
Alright, shoot, what's up?
Thank you. So, there's this friend I have. She's a girl. And, well, there's a boy who's been helping her a lot recently. Like giving advice on her problems, looking over her homework, that kind of thing. She even told me that lately, she can't stop thinking about him. So I was wondering, is she in love right now?
Yeah, she's in love.
Senpai. Oh. Now that I'm hearing you say it, I get the feeling you're right. Or at least, I hope you are. I mean, I'm sure that's how my, friend feels. Thank you. With your help, I think I know how I should proceed now. I mean, I know what to tell my friend now.
Chihiro looks as if a weight was lifted off her shoulders. I feel like our relationship has grown. And with that, we unlock Justice rank 5, halfway through her confidant.
Sorry for asking you about such a weird topic.
Not confidant, wrong game. Social Link, they're called Social Link in these games. Happy to help.
Senpai, you always take my problems so seriously. You're too nice. Well, should we get going? Oh, that reminds me. I think I'm slowly starting to get over my fear of men. So far, I can only talk to boys I know, but I can almost look them in the eye. But with you, I think I can do even better. As long as it's nothing too scary, go ahead.
If I make the wrong move here, I might upset her. What should I do? Ho 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 ho. No, not quite yet. Hold her hand is the right option.
Oh, your hand. It's so rugged, strong, warm. It's almost like we're a couple. I'm so sorry. I can't believe I said something so inappropriate. Should we get going?
I held Chihiro's hand until it was time to part and then went back to the dorm. Ah, awkward high school romances. Not quite as bad as awkward middle school romances, but close enough. We are back at the dorm. However, we are not going to head down to Tartarus right away. So I'm going to head over to Club Escapade. And this big ol' exclamation mark has been screaming at us for a while now. This luxury shopkeeper in Escapade. By the way, I just got a designer pair of glasses in stock. Not only are they hip, but they even work with a more feminine style. Well, if you can spare 150, Jesus. Although, if you bring me a black quartz, I might be able to adjust the price. It's an extremely rare collector's item, as you can see. Anyways, up to you how much you're willing to give up for these glasses. So yes, black quartz. These do show up in the block of Tartarus that we're about to go to, so be on the lookout for those. Yeah, this was said. Elizabeth might know something about this. So we can browse the products. You don't have to do this. This is optional. If you can, I'd recommend grabbing the platinum brooch. Obviously, it says it doesn't do anything. But I will show you real quick what we can do there. First, we're going to go to the fortune teller, and we are going to get... I am personally going to get a rarity fortune, just with the little gold hand dudes that like to run around Tartarus. Let us begin. Yeah. I'm pretty sure we've done this a couple times before. But now that we've done those two things, we're going to head back to the Velvet Room. We're going to talk to Elizabeth. I can see that you're living... Yeah, okay, yeah. Twilight Fragments. And... I see. So there are people in your world who seek these materials. This black quartz you seek can be found in the second block of Tartarus, Arqua. I've heard that the lustful snakes that appear in the latter half of the block are quite fond of collecting them. A material that captivates both shadows and humans. How remarkably peculiar. Do you need anything else? I think I can just talk to her. Oh, is that perhaps... May I take a look at that brooch you have there? Yes, what intricate craftsmanship, and with platinum, no less. To tell you the truth, I absolutely adore things made out of platinum. How exquisite. I had no idea such masterful creations are purchasable in your world. You want it? Oh, may I? Thank you. Though this is not exactly a request, allow me to bestow upon you a reward nonetheless. Yes, we do get a couple master incenses. And if we take a look at our items... yes, raises all of a persona stats by 1, so these are very, very, very helpful, and you can also see can be used on an ally's persona, so I can use this on somebody like Io. It's really hard to strengthen your allies' personas, so these are very, very, very useful items, so I'd recommend you grab them. But with those things out of the way, I am not going to dawdle any longer. I'm not even going to talk to our teammates. We're going to go... Why did I go here? We're going to go straight to Tartarus, because Tartarus episodes are a while. I'll talk to the teammates. Next battle's drawing near, but don't get too nervous. If you do, you might find yourself freezing up. Try to stay and fight as relaxed. Try to stay in... Good start. Try to stay as relaxed as you can. Let's talk first. Oh yeah, have you been keeping track of the moon phases each month, Yuki-kun? Yeah, it's on my screen. Well, that's reassuring. Guess that's what makes you the leader. In real life, no, I don't pay attention to those things. Kirija-senpai never tells us more than what she thinks we need to know. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard for us to know what's going on when she makes all the decisions herself. And that kind of behavior can lead to misunderstandings. Well... Doesn't matter at this point. Let's go to Tartarus. The calendar says go to Tartarus, so we are going to Tartarus. And it is now the dark hour. Although it's much longer than an hour for us because it's a game. The card in my hand is reacting. Multiple major arcana cards have been added to shuffle time. Empress, that increases the endurance, agility, and luck personas in your possession by 2. And then Emperor is strength and magic by 2. Come to think of it, Elizabeth mentioned someone wandering into Tartarus. Okay, we finally get to do these after seeing them for like a month or so. There are missing people who have wandered into Tartarus. They cannot be rescued after a full moon, so it's best to save anyone you find before the next full moon. You will get a reward at the police station, so don't forget to stop by there. And you can also ask Elizabeth where they are, and she'll give you a range. So if I go over and I talk to Elizabeth, and we can scroll down to About Missing Persons, between floor 48 and 53. So, first things first, you can look at our party, and we've only got Yukari and obviously Makoto in our party. Also, just take a look at this awesome UI. I feel like I haven't brought it up very much recently, but it just looks so good, especially with the piece of broken mirror or glass or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. But like with other Persona games, you can only have 4 people in a party. Especially for right now, I would always recommend having Yukari in your party. She's just such an amazing healer that nobody, at least right now, can compete with her, and honestly, even later on in the game, she's by far one of your most useful party members. So I'm, at least for now, pretty much going to keep her in the party. I'm also going to go with Mitsuru because I don't think we've really gotten a good chance in Tartarus to use her, because this is our first like real Tartarus trip since getting Fuka on the team, so she's no longer our navigator. You're welcome to pick your party however you want. There is unique dialogue depending on who's in your party, but I'm sure we'll see that pop up as we go through Tartarus.
Thanks, just so we have backup or anyone who could come to our aid in the event of an emergency.
I didn't mean to skip that dialogue. I can't go back.
And don't forget what happened during the last full moon. We can't leave Yamagishi alone. I'll leave it up to you to decide on the party members. I know you can handle it.
I'll do everything I can to help. Let's give it our best.
Yeah, I already explained that. So 40. Okay, so fortunately, we don't have to backtrack to find these missing persons. So I'm just going to go to the last border floor. That. Do you have a moment? Found out about Theurgy. Theurgy can't be used. Just. Okay, I think I've explained this when Junpei's Theurgy thing kind of came up. You build it up for different people. We can figure it out. Yeah, there's a Theurgy gauge. Acting according to a party member's personality. I've already talked about that. Fuka also does have a Theurgy gauge. We will see that more. And then combatant's gauge will stop increasing when they're inflicted with a status, and it will also drop by half when they get knocked out. Ready Fortune. Okay. You also said that Fuka said that she sent somebody on a higher floor. She will let you know whenever...
Are you watching your health and stamina? Remember not to push yourself.
She won't directly tell you when... How do I say this? She will give you a vague idea of where people are, and then you will get a cutscene for when, whenever somebody is on your floor. So, we're on this border floor, and... with those oogly boogly weird stairs, we can now go further up. Made it to the next stage. Let's see how far my fist can carry me. Well, they seem to carry you pretty far.
Thank you.
Remember how helpless I felt being here alone? Mentioned that I will face an adversary clad in gold. Maybe I'll run into a rare enemy. Oh, all right. Well, here we are. We are in yet another Tartarus run, and I actually have not only a lot of bios to go through, but also a lot of questions from the Discord. So I will start with the bios, and then, like the previous Tartarus trip, I will end with the questions, just so that I know that I'm getting through the bios, and then the questions are a nice little bonus at the end. But I think, does Mitsuru get dialogue here? No. Okay, with that out of the way, first is Lucia. So this is Fuka's persona. This is Lucia of Syracuse, or Saint Lucia, or Saint Lucy. She is the patron saint of the blind. So her Christian beliefs would eventually lead to her execution, her imprisonment and execution. So the guards came to take her away. She started praying, and I should have fused personas. Oopsies, it's fine. The guards came to take her away, and she knelt on the ground and started praying, and the guards weren't able to move her no matter how hard they tried. So what did they decide to do? They gouged her eyes out and slit her throat, and that's how she died, and that's why she has a blindfold in the design in this game. Why does everything have to do with death? So that's Lucia. In-game, she's a Nav. Navs, she gets a lot of really, really, really good skills. However, we won't really see them, at least right now. I'll talk about them more as we go throughout the game. It'll just be easier to do that rather than try to explain them all here. So, oh my god, I keep missing the hand. Next persona is a DLC persona. This is none other than Captain Kidd. So Captain Kidd, his original name, his actual name is, or I guess was, William Kidd. He was initially a captain in the British Navy and was tasked to hunt down pirates for the Earl of Bellamont. He eventually failed and was branded as a pirate due to his failures, and that led to his execution and eventual hanging. So everybody's dying. Everybody is dying today. He wasn't really a pirate, but the fact that he got branded and eventually executed as one, that kind of romanticized him as one, despite him being more of a captain in the Navy. In-game, just like in Persona 5, Captain Kidd is a physical, however, he's also an electric attacker here, which is very different from P5, where he is basically all unga-bunga physical attacks. He gets an exclusive skill, which is, what is it called? It's called Electric Driver. So, Electric Driver, this is gonna driver skills are going to come up a lot when we're talking about DLC personas. They increase, I guess, Electric Driver increases the damage of electric skills by 75%, and it stacks with other skills. So it's funny because, ooh, I get a Major Arcana card. Because in Persona 5, Captain Kid is basically, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot if you're trying to do electric attacks unless you're trying to get it down. And then in this game, it's, if you build it right, it's one of the best electric attackers in the game. Just weird, but that's really what you're gonna use it for. Oh, you're level 21. That's a little awkward, but I think I can handle that. Oh, you're infected with freeze. Okay. Yes, okay, so I should get an all-out attack here. If you're not taking advantage of statuses whenever you can, like, let's say you get a freeze with Mitsuru or a shock with Akihiko, you should really be doing that. Follow those up with a physical attack, whether it's a skill or just, you just whack them. Take your pick, but it's very, 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 very helpful. And you're weak to win. Okay, cool. Next Persona bio, this is Mokoi. Mokoi are evil spirits in Australian folklore. They sometimes kidnap and eat children, but they're mostly known for killing people who use dark magic. So I don't know why it's so... It's like the meme with the metronome going back and forth super fast, and like on one side it's like, oh, I either kill or eat people, or I kill people who use dark magic. It's like kill children or kill evil people. I don't know why it's one or the other, but whatever. Mokoi in-game has an insanely high luck stat. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Shit. Am I gonna die right off the bat today? I have... What do I do? I guess I res Yukari? Anyway, please don't kill me. Great fucking start. I couldn't even get up 2 floors. God damn it. Okay, be right back. Alright, I am back on the 45th floor. I'm like 90% sure that's where I died just a second ago. I didn't find that lion wheel weirdy enemy. I don't know what they're called. So I'm just on the next floor because I was gonna cut back when I was fighting that thing to show you like, haha, look, I know what I'm doing now, and it never happened. But I did fuse a few personas just to clear out my stock a little bit. I did put some other gear on some of my party members. I did have a few things that I should have equipped that I didn't, so here we are. Anyway, finishing up the Mokoi bio, in-game, you've got really high luck. You've also got 2 blocks, which is really nice to have. You've got good affinities. You've only got 1 attacking skill. Realistically, you're only going to be focusing on status skills with this persona. It gets a lot of status skills, and that high luck will help it land those things. So I think you've got better options here. If you want to make a build where you like fuse crit skills into it and physical skills and try to do like a crit build, you are welcome to do that if you'd like. But I would say, generally speaking, you've got better options. But ironically, I do have a Mokoi in my personas. God damn it, I missed. I do have a Mokoi in my stock right now, but I'm not using it for crits or statuses or anything. I'm using it for... Wait, do I still have it? I might have used it for fusion. I don't actually remember. Did I fuse it? No. Yeah, I actually do have Auto Tower Kaja and Crit Rate Boost, but I don't really plan on using it. Anyway, next persona, you might have seen it in my stock. This is Huapo. So Huapo is a tree spirit from Chinese mythology. She forms when 3 or more people hang themselves from the same tree. I forgot about this. Why is everything related to death? And they take the form of beautiful young girls. In game, you've got a really, really, really good fire attacker. You've got high magic. You've got, oh, I can have 10 personas. You've got high magic. You've got fire boost, which is really nice to have. You've got Agi Leo. You eventually learn it. You get 2 blocks, which is nice on the affinity side of things. So, yeah, this is a really, really, really good fire persona, especially for right now. However, it is not as good of a fire persona as this next one. This is a DLC persona. This is Carmen. Carmen is the titular character from Bizet's very, 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 very famous opera, Carmen. She is a perfect example of a femme fatale, which is a kind of character trope. She would seduce men and then basically move on from them, basically just use them for sex, and eventually ended up getting killed by an ex-lover, but it is said that she would rather die than be tied down, especially by a man. And in-game, much like Captain Kidd, she does have an exclusive skill. This is not Electric Driver, this is Fire Driver, and it does the same thing. You get 75% boost to all fire attacks, and it stacks. So this is... whatever, Fuka. Oh, this is her. Anyway, Carmen, you get Miragion, which is multi-target medium fire damage. You get Diorama, which is super good. You also get Sexy Dance and Charm Boost for inflicting charm on enemies, so that's another useful thing that she can do. Fuka's Theurgy is called Oracle. You can see it pop up. It'll always pop up whenever she's ready. Using Oracle will benefit the party in battle with effects such as HP recovery, SP recovery, and stat buffs. Can be activated during any party member's turn, so go crazy with it. This is... I sent someone on a higher floor. Yes, okay. I'm going to go down a floor, I guess go back to the entrance and save, so that I don't end up with something stupid happening, because I'm fantastic at something stupid happening, and we will go on back up. So yes, that is Carmen. I love Carmen. She basically acts very, very, very similar to how she does in Persona 5. So if you're using DLC personas, would recommend using her. If you're not, which I'm not, it doesn't really matter. So we have our first floor boss of the run, and we can see, yep, there is Oracle.
I think I can use it now.
I really should have healed before coming into this. I'll go ahead and use it right now. I don't know if I've used... maybe I used this during the Full Moon Emperor Empress boss? What are we gonna get? Cool, we get a full party, what is it called? Heat Riser. That's about as good as I think we can get right now. Eventually, she does end up with some just insane Theurgy skills. She's crazy strong. Honestly, this is going to sound weird, one of the strongest party members in the game. Ooh. I can't full analysis yet, though. I'm going to wait on the Theurgy. I've got those buffs for the next 3 turns. Are you guys gonna reflect wind or anything stupid? I guess we're gonna find out. I'm hoping the totem pole is weak to wind because it did reflect electric. No. Okay, but I got rid of the little Cupid guys. So that's kind of all that matters right now. I think I'm more than fine. I think I'm more than fine 1v, or I guess 4v1ing this totem pole. Especially with that full party heat. Okay, awesome. Especially with that full use summon stuff. That sucks. Are you next? No. What's the play here? What is the play? Do I just stabby? Okay, that actually did more than I thought it would. So, the good thing about Theurgies, I don't know if I've mentioned this yet. I don't know if I have. So, Theurgy, it ignores all resistances. All of the Theurgies that do damage ignore all resistances. It can always also never miss. So especially if you're like running into those hands, the golden hands that run around Tartarus, a Theurgy will almost always like just knock it out in one hit because they don't have a ton of health. And it's nice because they can never dodge it because they're little shits when they always dodge stuff. And maybe you're weak to light or dark, or maybe I'm just dumb. I think I have just a normal Koha on here somewhere, yeah. Please be weak! It's not, because I didn't get the cut in. Okay. Please don't kill him. Please don't kill him. Oh, that did like no damage. Oh, right, I have Heat Razor. Haha! I'm so smart. Honestly, I probably should have raccooned it into the Theurgy. So yeah, when you're using Theurgy, keep in mind it is basically just a nuke button. So the more buffs that you can have on yourself and the more debuffs that you can have on the enemy, like, they compound. It makes a very, very, very big difference, and there will be even more broken combinations as we go through the game. For example, if I don't know if we've come across personas that have Concentrate or Charge yet, but those... Oh, you're weak to Dark. So, Concentrate and Charge, they more than double. I think they do 2.5 times your next magic or physical attack, and that stacks with Theurgy. So if you've got a physical Theurgy and you charge, you are going to just annihilate whatever is in front of you. So, you can also charge up your Theurgies prior to a fight. So, like, let's say you've got this... these Tartarus floor bosses, you can charge up your Theurgy and then go into battle with full Theurgies. Mizuru says, I can't let my guard down, especially not around those gatekeepers. I've never seen you with your guard down, though. Not even in the dorm. When we're up late on a mission, I've never even seen you yawn, much less doze off. Then the next day, you're all dressed up and drinking black tea before heading to school, and 15 minutes later. Such a weird... This seems exhausting. Just always be on guard. Once it becomes a habit, it's all second nature. Hey, okay. Besides, wouldn't you find it offensive if I were to take it easy? After all, I'm the one asking you all to attempt the impossible when taking part in these club activities.
Huh?
Asking us? Huh. What's the matter? Oh, nothing. Come on, leader. We've beaten them, so let's move on. Hurry, the clock's ticking. Yeah, we've only got an hour. We've only got an hour.
I'm picking up some signals of stronger shadows.
Stronger shadows, that's okay. So let's grab these chests. Chewing Soul. SP items are always going to be welcome. And since I've got 57 Twilight Fragments, I got some boxing shoes. I feel like we have to give those to Akihiko. Right? No substitute for training. Oh... I'm going to save. Given that I died on the second floor tonight, I'm not going to take any risks. But let's resume from the 47th floor, and I will get into the next round of bios. Next one is High Pixie. So we've talked about Pixie before. High Pixie is basically just like a leader or like a high-ranking Pixie. That's kind of all it is. There's not too much there. High Pixie also serves as guardians of lesser Pixies, and then also guard like where the Pixies live, if that makes sense. Why do I feel like you're weak to strike damage? Okay, I was way off. Oh no. That's a little concerning.
This will do the trick.
Nice. Anyway, in-game, High Pixie's a good ice attacker. You get Mabufu and Bufula. You also get Tarakaja and Medea, so you've got like some flexibility in there. I don't know why. I've never been super like into High Pixie. I don't know if it's the design or it feels like it should come earlier. Like I feel like I should have this persona. It feels like a way earlier game persona than where we are right now. I'd say we've probably entered like mid-game territory, right? We're about 3 months in. We fought some full moon bosses. We've got more than 4 party members. I'd say we're in the mid-game, but it is what it is. You can definitely use it. I feel like I say that a lot, that you can basically use any persona, especially if you build it right. But with this one especially, you do have a lot of things going for you. Up next is none other than Mitsuru's persona, Penthesilea. Penthesilea is the Amazonian queen from Greek mythology. She is the daughter of Ares, and I don't know if I wrote this down wrong or this is right. Otrera, O-T-R-E-R-A. I think that's right. Who was the founding queen of the Amazons. She accidentally killed one of her sisters, and as like penance, she joined the Trojan War on the side of the Trojans, and was eventually killed by Achilles in the war, in the Battle of Troy specifically. Stat-wise, Pentheus Leia is an ice attacker. You get all the way up to Mabufudine and eventually Diamond Dust, which is the single target severe ice skill. You get Ice Boost at level 41, which is great. You get status skills. You get some less damaging physical skills. They tend to focus on, like, also inflicting statuses, so, like physical damage that also might inflict fear or whatever. You do get Concentrate at level 55, which is fantastic. I'm never going to tell you not to pick up like a Concentrate or a Charge. However, I personally think Mitsuru is one of the weaker party members in this game. I'm not saying she's bad. I think that's the good thing about P3 is you can find a lot of utility and a lot of use in a lot of the party members, but personally, I think she's on the weaker side, and if you disagree with that, I think that's fine. I'm also not playing on the hardest difficulty, so maybe on the hardest difficulty that's different. When you're on hard, you can get away with things that you wouldn't be able to get away. I think it's, what is it? Is it, what's the hardest difficulty? Is it Merciless? Is that what it is? I don't remember what it's called in this game. But you can get away with things in hard that you wouldn't be able to get away with on the hardest difficulty, but that is my opinion on Pentheus Leia. Next one is Sandman. Mr. Sandman, take me away. Sandman originates from Northern European folklore, mainly Germany, kind of that area. He would put kids to sleep at night. This is going to be weird again. By sprinkling magical sand onto them, and that's what, like, you know, like the nasty goop in your eyes, like especially that you get in the morning, like the weird eye booger things. That was basically said to come from him, and of course it's not all nice. And he would either sit on bad children's eyes to force them asleep, or just like scoop them out, because it wouldn't be a Persona game without us talking about like demons harassing children. I guess that's how parents have always gotten their kids to behave, by just saying, hey, don't get your eyes scooped, be a good kid. Like Mr. Sandman's watching. Anyway, in-game, you get 2 blocks, but you also get 2 weaknesses, which is just not very good. I don't like that. You do get Resist Electric at level 26, but I don't know if I would want to. I have low health. I don't know if I would want to raise that up just to get rid of that weakness. You get a weird combination of skills. You get wind and fire skills. You get null confuse. You get confuse skills. It's just a really weird combination of skills on this Persona. So I can't really recommend it. Again, you can get away with just about anything, but Sandman has always been kind of one of those Personas that's just been just never super great. As opposed to this next one, which I've always really liked from a design perspective, and a little bit like in terms of gameplay. This is Take Minakata. So this one is going to be a little bit longer. So Take Minakata is the son of Okuni Nushi. Amatsu wanted to expand her influence and sent Take Minakata into battle. And sent him into battle. Take Mikazuchi battled him. The two had a sumo match, as we see a missing person. Two had a sumo match, and Take Mikazuchi won, and too many names with too many syllables. Mikazuchi cut off Minakata's arms, and then Minakata eventually married the goddess Yasukotomi and became a god. I am so bad with Japanese stuff. I hope I got all that right. Too many names, too many syllables. In-game, like I said, I really like the design. I think it looks really cool. And you've got good resistances. You are weak to both light and dark, which sucks that you're weak to insta-kill. But you get Survive Dark, which can kind of help mitigate that. You are an electric attacker for the most part. You get Zyonga and Electric Boost, which is always going to be helpful. You also get Auto Rakukaja. Definitely the worst, at least in my opinion, the worst of the 3 auto skills. But it's still an auto skill, and it's still useful. So yeah, that's Take Minakata. Up next is actually another persona that I've always liked from a design perspective, is Lean on Steed. This is a fairy from Celtic and Irish folklore. They are said to live in graveyards, cemeteries, basically anywhere that like dead people end up kind of congregating, I guess. They would look for men, particularly widowers, and obviously looking for men. They're depicted as beautiful women who will give great inspiration and fame to artists that they come across. Unfortunately, the artists that they meet will almost always either go insane or just die. So, you know, kind of a double-edged sword, kind of a like an Achilles type of thing where you'll basically get everything you ever want in life, but that life won't last very long. Her name literally means Sweetheart of the Fairy Mounds. In-game, this is a support persona. You get Medea and Diorama, you get Patra and Mi Patra, which is really all you're looking for this. I would say for right now, this is, if you need a support persona, just go with Lean on Steed. It's your best option for right now. Obviously, we'll get better things later down the line, but for right now, if you need a healer for Makoto, just pick this up. And the good thing is that you don't even really need to fuse in it for... how do I heal? What's my auto recover? There it is. I forgot what I was talking about. But yeah, this is your support. This is your healer from Makoto. I get Umugi water. Is this going to be the lion wheel that terrorized me before? But fortunately, I've got 2 Theurgies ready. I am already at half SP on Makoto? It is. What were you weak to again? I don't actually remember. I guess we'll find out. We're gonna roll the dice. I don't remember. Maybe I should have just Theurgied here. I guess. I think I only. I think I have an extra Theurgy. I don't think I only have Cadenza. Are you weak to? No. Are you weak to? You're weak to Wind. That's what it was. I think I have a Theurgy that's not Cadenza. I'm going to hold on to that Oracle real quick because I'm scared of dying and something stupid happening. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is a Tartarus trip. Like I said, I will get into the questions after I get done with the bios. Please, okay. I can live with that. Who's next? You're next. Do I have Jack Brothers? I do have Jack Brothers. This is a good Theurgy. I like it a lot. I'm going to Oracle. Hopefully get a, what's it called? Hopefully get at least a defense boost. We're gonna find out what this is. Okay, so I got the Heat Riser. I think I just go for the all attacks. I'm gonna try to save my Theurgy for a rainy day. I hope I don't regret these words. I don't think I need it right now. I think I've got other things, especially like a floor boss, that it will be more useful for. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Please, please have mercy. Okay. That was good. That was good. I am all good. Especially because Makoto acts before this thing. I should be able to... I'm just gonna whack you. Crit? Crit? No. That's okay. I should be good with this Garu, and then, worst case scenario, I just Garu with Makoto, and that should be it. Next persona. This is Zoro. Another DLC persona. You've probably heard of Zoro. Zoro was a masked outlaw in California who defends Hispanic people from corrupt rulers, and was created by Johnston McCauley. So this is a fictional character. His real name in the media that he's from is Don Diego de la Vega, and is one of the first instances of somebody having a secret identity. So, you know, by day he's Don Diego, and by night he's Zoro. He's known for his signature Z, his acrobatics and skills with many weapons, obviously a sword, but also very good with firearms and a whip and all sorts of different things. And I'm realizing, oh, there you are, finally. We have a missing person. This must be one of the people who went missing. We need to provide treatment immediately. Please return to the entrance as soon as you can. So you have 2 options. You can escort them back. Like, you can ask somebody to escort them back, or you can just take them back. I see no reason why you don't just immediately take them back. Because now I can auto-recover, I can save, and I can also just jump back to where I was. I don't really see a reason for you to have an escort, and if you found the stairs like I did, I can just immediately go to the next floor. So, I don't understand, but we are doing well, so let's keep up the pace, says Mitsuru. I am in the middle of a bio that I'm just remembering. So, Zoro in-game, you get a mix, much like in P5, you get a mix of wind skills and healing skills. And much like in P5, you get a bunch. Actually, you get, I don't want to say 2 exclusive skills, but 2 very good skills that you are going to want to take advantage of. The first is, this is an exclusive skill, Wind Driver. Like with the other driver skills, this boosts wind attacks by 75% and can stack. And then you also get another really good skill. It's not exclusive, but it's very, very, very good for right now. You get something called Divine Grace. This increases the effects of healing skills by 100%, so double any. If you have Dia, it now is Dia times 2. So you get Garula, you get Magarula, which are both really good, especially for right now. Do I have Tamlin? I don't know if I do. You also get Recarm, which I've talked about this. That revives a ally up to 50% of their full HP. I don't know if Divine Grace affects that. Like, I don't think it would just give you, I don't think it would just bring them up to full HP, but don't quote me on that. It would be cool if it could, but I don't know. There is a treasure chest, Fuka says, and we actually do kind of have a while in this Tartarus block because I looked it up and it goes all the way up to floor 69. Nice. And I'm also realizing that I do not have the, what is it called? The stats portions filled out for this next Persona bio, so I'm going to type it on my computer real quick and see if I can get it. As I take down these very, very, very obviously weak to ice tables, I don't know why there are table enemies. I really, really don't. The shadow designs in P3 and P4 are really odd. I think some of them are pretty good, but some of them, like, why am I fighting a table? I guess I go for the XP here. Like, why am I fighting a table? I've said this before, but I strongly prefer the demons being the personas in P5, and I really hope that comes forward in P6, and I don't think they would change that for the rewind, for P4 rewind, because that would... actually, I don't think it would really make that much of a difference. Like, I don't think that changes the story at all or anything. Obviously, I would say with P3, I understand why they didn't. It makes a little bit more sense just to keep the shadows as shadows and not as personas. But that's... I've said this a lot, I'm not a game designer, so I'm not going to pretend like I know what's best for games. Oh, you're also weak to ice. I'm not going to pretend like I know what's best for games, even though I do give my opinions and my thoughts here and there. I know I'm not smart enough for that. But anyway, now that I have this pulled up, the next Persona bio, this is Matador. So, you know, we go through these bios and you think like, oh, you know, these are all based off like mythology or folklore or religions even. This is just a Matador. I don't know why they added just a Matador here. Do I want to send Yukari out? I'll send her out. You've got a really high agility and you've got a decent attack stat. I do want to get that treasure chest. And a decent attack stat. And you do get some physical skills. You get a lot of multi-target ones. So if you're looking for that, you can definitely get that with this Matador. You also get Auto Sukukaja. You know, I'm always going to be an advocate for the auto skills, especially for enemies, or especially for personas that you're just going to use to take out tons and tons and tons of enemies. Because that's how Tartarus works. This is a floor boss? No, this is Yukari. What am I doing? A handful of things, Dysphere, some money, some materials. Sounds good. Strong enemy on the next floor. Okay. That means we're coming up on a gatekeeper, which is good because I don't really know what else to say about Matador. It's decent. It's a decent option. Like I said, you've got you got Auto Sukukaja, so you got an auto skill. That's really all you need. And I feel like this trip would be a good time to take advantage of the clock that is at the bottom. I will say, now that we have Oracle, so if you are at low SP, there is a chance that if you use Fuka's Theurgy, she will fully restore your HP and SP. I don't know what the chances are. I don't know if there's a way to guarantee that to proc, but I do know that it happens frequently enough that you can actually somewhat rely on that to get you through these Tartarus runs. Where, like, right now I don't have a ton of SP on Makoto. I'm already down to 55. But I can kind of rely on Fuka popping up and topping me off. I know, at least I think, if like more party members have low HP or SP, then it's more likely to trigger. If you've got somebody, like let's say it's just Makoto, and I think if you Theurgy on somebody else's turn, it's really unlikely for you to get, I don't even know if it has a name. Does it have a name? I always just call it the full restore, because I don't have a better word. I don't have a better word for it. But yeah, Theurgies are a great addition. I really like them. I understand why some people may not, because I can see you thinking that they kind of break the game and they make it a little too easy, and I think that's a valid assumption. But I think they add an extra level of depth, and I kind of want to make sure I get a jump on this bigger guy. I think they add an extra level of depth, and it forces you to play the characters. Let me rephrase it. It doesn't force you to play the characters how they're designed. However, it incentivizes you to play them like that. You're rewarded for it by playing these characters differently, and not just like with Mitsuru. If I go to her Theurgy, you can see it says after weakening enemies or inflicting an ailment, her will burns brighter. So hers is basically about inflicting ailments. So it's not just like, sometimes you don't just want to be like, oh, I'm just going to click Mabufu and go from there. Sometimes like, okay, I want to use Marin Karin to inflict a status and then go from there. So that's why I personally like Theurgies. And have we seen? I don't think we've really seen the animations for these. I should probably highlight those as we go. we've got a Gatekeeper next floor, so I can definitely do that then. And I keep getting this Tamlin. I think I'm gonna go for the full restore on the HP, just because the max potion. I do want to be all topped off before we fight this Gatekeeper, and that makes it so that I don't have to waste SP with Yukari, and that's the whole floor for some reason. But Yukari found the stairs. We have big dude, and person sitting on a chair. Yes, I'm low on stamina, I know. Someone's on a higher floor. Yes, I know, it's fine, it's fine. We're on floor 54, so I feel like I'm making decent progress. We are going up to 69, which I have already said, but it's just for my own benefit to know I only have 15 more floors. So I guess I'm halfway at this point, which is not too bad. Yeah, I think I'm good to go. Enemy's really strong. Let's go. Mario and Persona. So I do like to not do Persona bios during these fights, because have I done that? I think I did this last fight, but I will be quiet so that you can listen to the dialogue, I guess. I'll tear you apart! You do get different voice clips every now and then. It's kind of, I think there are 2 for each person. This is severe ice damage. I'm gonna go for Lascivious? Lascivious? I have no idea what that means.
Freeze! Stay where you are!
Okay, I'm doing good damage, but I'm not getting any knockdowns in this. Okay, Yukari gets this. I guess I'll throw it out.
It'll take a little more time. Over here! Watch this!
We've already seen that one, but it's nice to just throw them. Oh, eerie sound. No, I can't Theurgy. They got everybody. What do I do? I guess I go Yukari, because then I think she has Meat Patra at this point. I hope she has Meat Patra. I think that's really my only option. I'm a little worried, I'm not gonna lie. Please don't kill me this turn. Am I gonna get like crit out the ass from these big dudes? Yes, oh no. Not like this. Not like this. Not like this!
Pay for that.
Why? They're next, aren't they? I need to use healing item. All allies. Where's all allies? All allies. Okay, that's probably my best bet. It's not gonna get me up super high, but it gets everybody up at least a little bit. Please have mercy. Have mercy. Okay, we're good. I guess I don't. Oh, you don't have Meat Patra anyway. Well, at least I get to charge the Theurgy a little bit. I guess in hindsight I could have. Oh wait, please. Okay, I can live with that. I guess I haven't. I don't think I've thrown Cadenza yet, but I'm gonna Jack Brothers. This one is actually kind of funny. I like it. And I get the triple down. Oh, I can't attack with Mitsuru. That sucks. But yeah, that's a good one just because it can knock a lot of enemies down just off the bat. It's not 100%, but from like my own playthroughs, it's pretty consistent. Like I said, not always, but it's enough that I feel like I can rely on it most of the time. I got the shock there. Okay, please, no. Please don't throw away much. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Have mercy. Okay. Did I go for the kill here? I feel like I do. That should kill, right? You're weak to... Why didn't I just throw that out first? Oh, you're almost dead. No, don't do this. Oh, shit. See next. Okay, I need to have him not, what's it called? I need to have him not heal. No, I misclicked! Please, please. Okay, that's not awful.
We came prepared.
That's fine? What is going on right now? I guess I just attack again? Maybe a crit? Okay. That was kind of the weirdest, oddly successful Gatekeeper fight that I've had so far. How do I live? I played so bad there. How do I live there and then die to random enemies? Oh god, I just get Persona'd. It just happens. Gatekeeper eliminated. No other shadow activity detected in the vicinity. Roger that. Seems like we'll be able to take a small breather here. You sure look happy today, Mitsuru. Let me guess, you had a lot of stress pent up from being stuck as support this whole time.
Not that.
Not at all. I was just thinking about how Yamagishi sounded so dependable. Huh? I do? The connection is stable, and you accurately predict the Shadow's locations too. You're exactly what we need. Don't you think so too? I miss your voice. Nah, she is really helpful. No. You're exaggerating. Right now I'm just trying to keep up with everyone, but I'll do my best to meet your expectations. Now, we're all rested, so we keep going. We shall. I want to get these chests first. I want to get the stairs sorted out, and then we can go down and save. And I think I am going to swap out Junpei for Akihiko right now. I guess I'll give it to Mitsuru. And grab the Twilight Fragment chest. What do we get? Counter. Ooh, that's not too bad. Oh, there's another one. Oopsies. This is why you always use the map, children. Because you guys are all children. None of you are older than me. You are all younger than me. And Onimaru Kunitsuna. I need to get that to Junpei anyway. Oh, no, that's me. Whoopsies. I know how these games work. So I'm going to go back to the first floor. I'm going to swap I'm going to swap these guys out. I can go a little bit further without the clock, so I may do that. I want to show off the clock at least once, so I'll do that this trip because probably not going to be a good time to... I think I've kind of missed my opportunity to show it off when it matters. But there is another golden hand. And I'll go ahead and get started on the next set of bios. I need to recover first. So, hi, it's me in post. So basically, and I realized this later, what happened with some of my notes for the bios is things got shifted down one persona. So like, what you're about to hear me talk about, like the in-game stats, that's not for the right persona. So for with Mitra, I talked about, who was that? I think that was Matador. Yeah, that was Matador. So things got shifted. I did realize this later in the episode. I'll go ahead and just give you a brief rundown of Mitra's in-game stats. You've got okay magic. You've also get Makoha and Koga, so you've got good light offensive skills. You've got a block for ice and light, so that's nice. You get dodge electric, which is fine, but generally speaking, you're going to be dealing light damage. You don't get like a light boost or anything, but Koga right now is really all you need. So with that little mishap out of the way, don't listen to the in-game stuff that I'm about to talk about right now. Just ignore that, and you'll see me catch my mistake later in the episode. Okay, bye. First one on this chunk is Mitra. This is the Zoroastrian deity of contracts. Interesting choice. I think he judged the souls of the dead and appears as a lion-headed figure in temples. Don't confuse it with Mithras. That will come up later. Also, don't confuse it with Mithra. This is not Xenoblade. We've got a lot of that. Hold on, stop. In-game, this is a speedy boy, and you also get Arosuku Kaja. So you're going to be very, very, very fast. You get lots of multi-hit physical skills, and nothing... Why didn't I use a dark skill? It's weak to dark. Nothing super crazy here. It is fine. Like I said, it's high speed mostly, but it's fine. It's not great. I don't know. Oh, I shifted. That's what happened. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb sometimes. Anyway, with that lovely brain fart out of the way. Next persona is Arsene. Arsene. Obviously, everybody knows who Arsene is at this point. If you don't, this is Joker's persona from P5. If you've played Smash, this thing gives you nightmares, and the bass-boosted back air still haunts my dreams, and I still have PTSD from it. But anyway, Arsene, this is Arsène Lupin. This is a gentleman thief from the novels written by Maurice Leblanc. Kind of like at the time, modern-day Robin Hood, where he would take from the rich and give to the poor. Maybe not give to the poor, but just steal stuff from rich people, because that's always a good story. He was featured in a lot of different novels, and also had a crossover at some point with Sherlock Holmes. So Avengers Endgame has nothing on Arsene. In-game, you are a dark and physical attacker, and you've got Dark Driver, so you get a 75% boost to all of your dark skills, and that also stacks. You get Ega and Maega, which are the single and multi-target medium dark damaging skills. As we've got another person here. And that's really all you need to know in-game. Like, the driver skills are so helpful that that's kind of all you need out of a persona, let's be honest. And I believe that you were one of the enemies that drops whatever that gemstone is that we need for the luxury shopkeeper guy in what is it called? The club. Escapade. You've got fire skills. I'm assuming you're weak to ice. Yes. Okay. We're good. So as I hopefully don't die from this enemy, next persona is Take Mikazuchi. So I've kind of already talked about Take Minakata. Take Mikazuchi is the Shinto god of thunder. He is the son of Izanagi and brother of Futsunushi. Take Mikazuchi fought under Amasukami. I think I said that right, Amasukami. And would eventually, I've talked about this, get into a sumo match with Take Minakata and ended up ripping his arms off. In-game, Take Mikazuchi is obviously an electric attacker. If you're the Shinto god of thunder, you're going to be an electric attacker. You get Zayonga and Mazayonga. You also get Getsu A, which is the physical slash skill that's good during the closer you are to a full moon. So this is going to be pretty good for your full moon fights, which is helpful. Ooh, what do I do here? You also get Auto Tarukaja. So that is Take Mikazuchi. I've got no SP. Anyway, I'm gonna try to focus on this fight and not die right here. Please don't hurt me. Of course you hit me and I'm weak to fire. Okay, okay. Please. Okay, do I have somebody who has a Bufu skill that's not weak? Yes, literally you. Okay, I think I'm alright. I'm gonna go ahead and go... I missed the stats section for this guy too? Oh my god, I am just flailing on the prep. But that's fine. That's fine. I feel like I'm doing good. I feel like we are making good progress. I think I Patra Yukari? Anyway, next persona is Shisa. I've always absolutely... damn it. I've also always adored Shisa's design. Shisa is a protective deity from Okinawan mythology and placed on the roofs or on front of doorways to ward off bad spirits. I'm just going to theurgy here, I don't care. To ward off bad spirits and welcome good ones. They're kind of like gargoyle in a sense. They're like those type, like almost like Eastern gargoyles, like those type of statues. In game, you've got a good ice attacker here. You don't have the best magic stat, which sucks, only have 15, but that is okay. You can patch that up a little bit by leveling up, but you do get some decent skills. You get Mabufu and you get Ice Boost, which is very helpful as I get my Arcana Boost. I think I'm gonna get the Ice Boost here. Speaking of Ice Boost, you also get Herculean Strike, which is heavy strike damage to all foes, which is really good for right now. Really good for right now. Yeah, so that's Shisa. Nothing super... Oh, sorry, I just whacked the shit out of my mic. Nothing super crazy with Shisa, but like I said, I do really like the design. I think it looks really cool. So, if you can make it work, because, I don't know, it's one of my favorites. And you should always listen to me, because I am always right, and I'm never wrong, and I never die on the second floor of a Tartarus Strip. Next persona, this is Narcissus. You've probably heard of Narcissus. It is the handsome man, or boy, if you want to go that way, from Greek mythology. And he rejected many potential suitors because he was so obsessed with himself. And Nemesis eventually came and cursed him to fall in love with his own reflection. And the cause of death kind of varies for... Narcissus, either starvation or drowning, but regardless, the flower that you see on his model, that flower grew from where he died in, like, the actual tale of Narcissus, and obviously Narcissus is where the word narcissist comes from, or narcissism, or whatever. In-game, you've got kind of low stats, but you've got good affinities and skills. You get... Oh... That's what happened. So, okay. You guys can't see this because you don't have access to all my notes, and I wouldn't want you guys to have access because I know some of you little shit stains would start messing with my stuff. I accidentally put Shisa's stats on Narcissus, and that's why things got all goofy. So, now I need to Google Narcissus. I swear to God I prep for this stuff. I swear to God I'm more prepared than this. Anyway, so Narcissus in-game, here we go, is shockingly going to be really focused on charm skills. So you get Marin Karen and Charm Boost and Sexy Dance. You get Growth 1, which is, like, that's always going to be good. You gain XP even when you're not in battle. You get 3 resistances and only 1 weakness, which is Slash. And you do end up getting Dodge Slash at level 28. It sucks that it's not, like, Resist Slash or Block or Repel or whatever. But when you've got 3 resistances this early in the game, I'd say that's pretty good. Unfortunately, you're not going to be doing a ton of damage with Narcissus. Like I said, it's mostly going to be inflicting charm, which is just perfect for Narcissus as a persona. But yeah, that is Narcissus, and I'm on the last one. Okay, so that means after this we can start getting to some questions, and I think I'm gonna use the clock right now. 7 to activate. That's actually not too bad. I'll go ahead and activate it. I remember in Portable it was a lot more than this. So there's the clock. Clock strikes midnight, and everybody's HP and SP is restored. So I would say that's a pretty good bargain. So I don't remember how many. This is probably like 20 or so. The final Persona bio for today is Pale Rider. Oh, why do I get another hand? I guess I'll go after it. Anyway, Pale Rider. Pale Rider is the 4th horseman of... Pale Rider is the 4th horseman of the apocalypse. I promise we'll get to the other few. I don't think we've talked to them yet, or talked about them yet. But, yes, Pale Rider is the 4th horseman of the apocalypse. Represents death, and that's why he has the scythe, and also looks like the Grim Reaper. Otherwise, it's okay. You get Eiga and Mamuto. Null Fear is fine, I guess, but nothing really stand out here from like any other personas, I guess. But with Pale Rider out of the way, we're now done with all the different personas in this, at least for this chunk of Tartarus. I like to break it up as much as I can. I don't know why I'm a guard there. I kind of want to just knock this thing down. I hope this doesn't miss. So, some of the questions that I got, you guys actually gave me a lot of questions. I've got 12 here since the last trip. First one is, if you were a Persona user, what would it be? So, like, what would your Persona be? Out of game ones are okay if it helps. I feel like nobody can really know what their own Persona. I know that's kind of a cop out. I know that's kind of a cop out answer. I don't think anybody would truly know what their Persona would be. I guess if this makes sense, the Persona character I relate most to is Sumi from Royal. So take that as you will. High level enemies all over here. Take that as you will. Obviously I can't really use a well, I don't know. Are there Persona users that have a Persona that's a different gender than them? Oh, wait, what? Wait. I missed that dialogue. I was talking about my Persona. We have Fuka, I guess. But I mostly just locate enemies. Oh, this is a tutorial. Okay. Maybe able to help out here. I'm going to use my jamming skill. Okay. This is helpful. I don't use it super often, but in this case, it actually might be. So she can also help out in exploration. If I use jamming, it renders me undetectable to foes until the next floor, I think? Running and pick up treasure. Yes, so if you enter combat or if you change floors, it will stop the jamming. So it obstructs, and the enemies can't hit you. They can't find you. So we're jamming stuff now, and unless I whack an enemy or I go to a different floor, they will not attack me, even if I run headfirst into them. I think swinging my sword doesn't make a difference either, so you can also break objects here. So I don't know what my Persona would be. I don't think anybody can really know what it would be. I relate the most to Sumi from P5, so take that as you will. If you would like to make assumptions about who I am and my own problems, go for it. It looks like there's no chests on this floor. Okay, whatever. Next one is, if you were a shadow, what would your weakness be? I don't know. I feel like fire. I feel like I'm pretty weak to fire. I would like to not get set ablaze. So, I don't know. I guess that would be my weakness. What are your thoughts on P5X? It's on Steam now, but region exclusive. So this has changed since the question was asked. Should it have a worldwide release? Do you feel it's reasonable to keep it region exclusive despite the money it could make? What else? As I try to navigate the menus. The sheer amount of content. What do you think about them blending characters and things from other Persona games aside from P5 into it, such as Tartarus and P3 characters that have shown up? So, what is it? P5X has released a couple days ago at the time. It's the 29th for me at the time of making this video. I have actually not played it, so I'm not a gacha game guy. I'm not a mobile game guy, to be honest. And I don't have tons of strong opinions on it. Of course, I would like to have a fully fledged game that I pay $70 for. I know some people don't like $70 price tags. I know some people really don't like $80 price tags. I have said this over and over. I am more than happy to pay $70 for a AAA game, and depending on the game, I would be more than happy to pay $80 for a game. And I know some people aren't going to like that. I don't care. I would be more than happy to pay $80 for Reload, even though it's not my favorite Persona game, and I have issues with it. I'm more than happy to pay $80 for this game because it does so many things so well, and it is incredibly clear that Atlus put in so much effort with this, and that's how I feel about game. I would be more than happy to pay $80 for Metaphor, even though there are issues that I have with the game and all the different things that I just said. I would rather P5X just be a normal game, but I understand why they made it. The Chinese market is a little tricky to deal with, if that makes sense, just with all the censorship that they have over there. So, do I blame Atlus? No. Would I have preferred it to be a normal game? Yeah. Will I play it? I'll probably play it a little bit. I've seen some screenshots and stuff, and it has a lot of really weird translation errors. That did a lot of damage. I'm just gonna G. It has a lot of really weird translation errors in it, which I don't really get, because Atlus translation has not really been an issue recently. At least I don't think so. I don't think it's... I mean, I say I don't think it's reasonable to keep it region exclusive, but if the translations are that wonky, then maybe it should have been region exclusive for a little bit longer until they got everything sorted out. But I think it's fine. I mean, it's a gacha game, and I will say that I feel like there are a handful of gacha games that are done, at least from what I've heard, pretty well. Like, I've heard, like, Genshin is pretty reasonable, and Honkai Star Rail is generally, from what I've heard, like, acceptable. Don't quote me on that, though, because I don't play those games at all. But, yeah, kind of those are my feelings on P5X. I don't know exactly how much content is in it. Like I said, I have not played it, and I haven't really looked up stuff on it. So, those are my thoughts on P5X. Who would be the best Smash rep if Joker was busy with finals? Ooh. I mean, I feel like the obvious answer are the other wild cards. I feel like a certain biker Phantom Thief would be cool, just be able to use the bike just in normal gameplay. Realistically, I don't think Joker is super well represented in Smash. Like, he plays like how you would imagine a thief to play. Like, he's very slippery. He's very hard to hit. He's got really, like, his physics in the game are really slippery. He's very much like a bait and punish and a mix-up character, which I think is cool. I feel like that's very representative of like what a thief would play like. But in terms of like the gameplay of a Persona game, it's like not at all representative of how these games work. You know, like it's. He doesn't switch personas. The only spell he uses is Aha and Egeon, and the only one that Arsene actually uses is Egeon. So I feel like the cop-out answer is the other wild cards, but I feel like a certain motorcycle chick would work well, just in terms of like it would be cool to see how they implemented riding on a motorcycle into Smash, because they kind of already have that with Wario, but to make it more like a core part of someone's moveset, I think would be pretty cool. What is the best food or meal? I'm guessing you're asking what my favorite meal or food is. I'm a big steak guy. I've always loved steak. There is a dish that my family makes a lot that's called jambalaya. It's a Cajun dish. It's basically just like a bunch of Cajun shit thrown into a pot. It's like rice and it's rice and chicken and sausage and onions and peppers and just a whole bunch of different seasonings. Realistically, you can put kind of whatever you want in it. It's basically like it's kind of like a clean out the fridge traditional meal. My family's not Cajun. We're mostly from like the Kentucky, Indiana area. If you're in the U.S. and know where that is, I guess. Who is weak to fire? You're weak to fire. But yeah, I love steak. I love jambalaya. I'm big on baking. I do a lot of breads. So, like, I do sourdough. I do a lot of challah, which is something that my mom made and that I kind of started making. Also do like cream puffs a lot. So I do a lot of baking, which I've decided that I like food too much to eat shitty food for the rest of my life. So I cook and bake a lot. That's kind of one of my biggest hobbies, in all honesty. Next question is, do you read any Persona fan fiction or any fan fiction at all? No, I do not. That is not my thing. Actually, I don't even really read in my own time, which I know some people are like, blasphemy, you don't read. It's not my thing. It's never really been my thing, and that's not to say that I think reading is, like, not valuable. On the contrary, I think reading is probably one of the best hobbies that somebody can have. It's just not for me. I don't watch a ton of TV. I don't watch a ton of movies or anything. I tend to stick to video games, and I watch a lot of YouTube videos. Obviously, if I'm making YouTube videos, that's kind of how I don't want to say I fell in love with doing these type of things, but it's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this. So I love watching YouTube. I've been watching a lot of Zelda randomizers recently from Linkus. He does, like, it's exactly what it sounds like. Like, he'll play Ocarina of Time and all the items are in random spots, just to see, like, how he can do these things, or, like, the weird glitches or exploits he can use to kind of get around some of the obstacles when you've got a randomizer. I've never done a randomizer. I think it would be cool. I would probably have to do Majora's Mask if I were to do one, because that's the game that I know the best. The only problem is that that game has a lot of optional items, which would make it very interesting. I also don't know how to do any of, like, the speedrunning stuff, like the bomb jumping weirdness. I could also see myself doing like a Metroid randomizer. I think that would be fun, because I've played a lot of Metroid games. I've what's it called? I've sequence broken Dread a little bit, which has been a lot of fun. I don't know where all the items are in that game, because I only played it a couple times. But I also I've mentioned Alpharad a lot. I love his videos, but I've been watching him play Modded Among Us with a bunch of people, which has been fun. So I that's kind of off topic. I have not read fan fiction. I'm not a fan fiction type of guy, so sorry to burst your bubble if you're into that type of stuff, but reading is not really my cup of tea. But if you do that, more power to you. No judgment here. I'm just gonna go to the next floor. Next question. How are you able to say the intros on every single episode in such a consistent way? I'm always impressed with the fact that you nail the timing as each day goes. Well, Border Floor 9 floors up. Well, considering about a week ago I said I'm Horoboros instead of Ouroboros, that doesn't really work anymore, unfortunately. I think I'm actually going to go fuse some Personas, because I feel like I'm kind of far behind. So, in terms of, like, timing, they're like the little circles that you see pop out when the calendar shifts. I just wait to say my name, like say the intro until like the little, I don't even know how to describe it, the little circle animation plays out, and then that kind of, I will,
Is this acceptable?
do I have the other DLC personas in my,
Registering persona?
what's it called? In my compendium? No! In my compendium. I hate controllers. Why can't they just all be the same?
Please take a look.
Do I have the DLCs? Have I done any DLC personas yet? Have we had any? I don't know if we have. Okay.
Persona catch your eye?
I guess if,
Please.
oh, I can just summon them. Okay, I don't need them for the compendium. I'm off topic. What was I even talking about?
This would be a wise way to choose
What was the
skills to
question?
inherit.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I just wait for the animation to play, and then I say my name. And then whenever I go into, so I use Shotcut to edit, which is not a great software if I'm being honest, but I'm just so used to it at this point, and I'm too lazy to go over to like DaVinci, and I don't want to pay for Adobe stuff because I feel like I'm not at that point, and it's also kind of expensive. I just usually just, what's it called?
This would be a
I kind of wait until I see that my audio is about 4 seconds in, and then I just adjust when the video starts playing from there. So like
power emerges.
whenever it shows that like I'm talking at about 4 seconds in, that's when I want to start my video, because that gives a good amount of time for the screen to be black, for it to like swipe up to like the blue animation, and then go from there. I probably should have cut all this out, but here we are. I'm already committed at this point.
Please choose what skills to inherit.
Growth, I guess. I guess you can see me fuse stuff. When I'm doing this, I'm really just focusing on filling out the compendium at this point, because I do have a lot of personas that I need to grab. I'm going to be fusing every persona up to level 23, just so you guys know. But I do want to grab some better ones as we go through these gatekeeper fights, because I don't want to be stuck with crappy ones. I'm level 22, so that is
This would be a please choose
good
what skills to
sign. And I want to make sure I keep all of my different affinities. I don't want to like lose a fire persona and then I end up not being able to hit a weakness, because that does happen a lot, especially early game. But I feel like we're getting closer and closer to not having to worry about that. And how many personas do I have right now? I have a decent amount. I could probably get rid of Oberon. I can't get rid of Oberon. Okay. I'll keep, how many is this? I'll keep the 6. I don't want to go too low, at least not right now. So that was the intro one. Next question is, what will make P4R a new experience for long-time fans? Just take a guess. Okay. I really, 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 really don't know about this. So my hope is that they make the dungeons in Revival. I want them to be more like the palaces in P5R, just because I absolutely adored the palaces in that game, and the dungeons in P4, and even with the exception of the Golden Dungeon, which I know a lot of people don't like, actually really enjoyed because it was just different. The dungeons in P4 are basically Tartarus, but they have a coat of paint that matches the theme of what's going on in that story arc. So like, I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to spoil anything. So that's all I'm gonna say. I hope they model the dungeons after the palaces, where you've got. It's more like a Zelda dungeon, where you've got very clear objectives, and you've got you've got very specific things you need to do to progress from point A to point B, and you're awesome. You just absorb that. Fantastic. Are you weak to electric then? Doesn't look like it. That's my hope. Because, like I said, I love P5R. It's my favorite game ever, and I absolutely adore the palaces in that game. Even if they're not like the most complex things, there are some tricky puzzles, like the color puzzle in the last dungeon. You know, it's not the hardest thing in the world, but just from an enjoyment point of view, Like, I just enjoyed going through those dungeons. You know, they're not puzzle boxes where, you know, you've got all the pieces in front of you and you need to put them together. It's more of it's just fun to go through them and see everything that's happening and all that stuff. That's why I love the P5 dungeon so much. It's just movement, traversal, combat, all that stuff is so much fun to me. And I hope they can bring that to Revival. And I really hope they obviously add in the golden content. I think it would be a really big mistake not to. I mean, we've got Episode Icus and Reload, which basically does the FES content. We don't have the FemC route, which I don't really blame them. We've got the linked episodes, which is basically as close as we could get to the male social links without adding them in, which, I mean, I'll take it. But those are kind of my hopes that we get for Revival. I don't know if they will make the dungeons like the palaces, but considering that the look that we got recently, it looked like it was still really, really, really early in development. I mean, we basically got like 2 seconds of gameplay. I'm hoping that's what they go for. Hey, Makoto, you've been at this nonstop, right? Isn't that because Yuki-kun is the leader? Well, we're all a team, so we can't just let him shoulder everything himself. Shouldn't we have someone step in at the plate whenever he takes a break? Say, like a second? These are also mean. I mean, everybody needs a bit of a break. I know, right? I'm brilliant. So if we had to pick his right-hand man, then it'd obviously be me, since I was the first one to bring it up. You didn't even let the rest of us get a word in. I bet you were angling for this from the beginning, huh? Anyway, if Yuki-kun wanted to rest, he could just take a break from exploring. Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. But still, if you need a hand, I'll be happy to switch with you anytime, Makoto. Sleep on it, alright? Well, we can't do that because we have to be in the party because we're the main character. You're...
I'll help you check when you get back. So please just try to deal with it for now.
Okay, well, I guess we have to go back because Junpei's pants, he thinks the pants are ripped. So we'll grab these chests, we'll go back down, we'll save. And we only got about 9 more flowers. We do get a tuxedo. These are optional outfits. You're more than welcome to grab them and use them. I probably won't put them on just because I think I don't really mess around with outfits very much. I don't really know why. I've just never been one to do that. Even like when I play Smash or whatever, I don't often pick like the alternate colors. But that is just me. I feel like, generally speaking, the outfits that we get, like the normal outfits, are well designed, and I wouldn't want to change them very much. So we're gonna go to the next floor. We've got, what is this, 8 more floors until we hit the border. So we are closing in on today's Tartarus episode, and then I'll also have to do fusions and farm for money and stuff. How much money do I have? No money. Shit. And I'm still gonna do fusions. I'm not looking forward to this. Die. Next question. What is something silly you did on your first playthrough of any Persona game you can share without spoilers? Can be multiple things. I don't know. When I guess the one that I think about the most, and this isn't, I don't know if this is silly, this is just me not understanding the game mechanics super well, is I like never used physical skills. Because in my head I was like, oh, like, why would I use physical skills if they take away my HP when I could not worry about dying and just use magic skills? So I never used physical skills, and I didn't realize until, I don't know what playthrough, that physical skills are super good because you can crit things and you can basically down any enemy regardless of what affinities you're using. That's really the only one I can think of off the top of my head, if I'm being honest, but yeah. I never used mashing personas. That was more of a, oh, I bet it's not that much of a boost, and then once I like started playing games with guides for like for doing 100% runs after I'd beaten the game a first time, I was like, oh, this actually makes a massive difference, and I need to do this more often. So If you're playing a Persona game and you don't have a matching Persona, what are you doing? You need to do that. And use physical skills. They're really good, I promise, I promise. Once you start throwing crit skills in, they're busted. Oh boy. Number 10, question number 10. If you could become any Persona character, which would you become and why? I honestly kind of want to run away from this fight. I don't like dealing with the beetles. If I could become any Persona character, which character has the best life? I don't know. They're all kind of like 50 Shades of fucked up, to be honest. We haven't seen Junpei, so let's see his.
Bring it on! Eat this! And take that!
That's one fewer enemy. Keep it up, Junpei-kun.
I honestly don't know who I would be. God, that's a good question. Who's the richest? which character in the series is the richest? I guess Mitsuru would be up there. Haru would be up there, although they kind of go through the ringer in their games. So, I mean, obviously all the characters get messed up, because if they didn't get messed up, we wouldn't have a good story. So I mean, I guess all the characters get messed up. So if I had to pick one of those two, because they're rich, that's money. Money doesn't buy happiness, but I'd rather be depressed in a Ferrari than a Prius. Anyway, last one. Oh God. Hold on. No, I'm about to. No. I'm about to call somebody out for this one. I'm about to call somebody out. Oh, you just don't take damage from that. Where is Discord on my laptop? Because I don't want to pause the gameplay. I'm about to dock somebody for. What is this question? That is my personal Discord. Switch accounts. Go to Orotox. Okay, who is this? No, this is what happens when people don't get bullied enough. Hold on. It's Miles. Of course it's Miles. Miles says, given Igor's long nose, do you think he's a liar? Miles, what is that question? What am I supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do with that? I don't know. Come on, man. In all seriousness, don't only bully people in good and if you're having fun with them. I don't actually mean bully people, but given Igor's long nose, do you think he's a liar? Do I think he's a liar? Only on games that end in Persona 5. Optionally Royal. And I should have used a dark skill there, but I'm too busy bullying Miles, but it is what it is. Number 12, what is the best piece of advice you could give to a new content creator? I don't know. First step is always the hardest one. That's what I learned, because this is something I've always, like, in the back of my mind wanted to try doing, and hardest step was the first one. Once I took that first step, made that first video, pressed publish, it was fine from there. It is... please don't kill me. Am I gonna die here? Please have mercy. Please. Okay, I need to use dark skills. Or is it light skills? It's light skills. Yeah, making the first video is the hardest, and I'm going to tell you right off the bat, you are going to suck ass. You go back to watch some of my first videos, not on this channel, go to my main channel, watch those first few videos. They're terrible. Like, they're bad. But if you never take that first step, you're never going to get any better. You're never going to learn how to edit. You're never going to learn how to do voiceovers. You're never going to learn how to do a script or whatever. It'd be like, oh, I want to get good at basketball or music or painting. And then you just sit in your room and you go, yeah, I really want to be good at that. And then never take any steps to actually get good at it. This lore is huge, isn't it? I imagine mapping it out in its entirety would be a lot of work. Oh, I should tell you something Kirijo-senpai told me. There's, the Reaper that appears in Tartarus. What do you mean by appears? Apparently, it will appear out of nowhere and chase you endlessly. And if you get caught, I think you know what is supposed to happen if a Reaper catches you. Maybe it's trying to get rid of us since we're outsiders in Tartarus. Yes, if you stay on a floor for too long, the Reaper will come and murder you. She wasn't too sure on the details, but I guess it appears when you stay on one floor for too long. Jamming may not work on it, so please evacuate to another floor if you ever encounter it. Yes, watch out for the Reaper. That's really all I've got. Don't get reaped. It's not good. But yes, content creation, you have to practice. It's literally like everything else. You have to practice if you want to get better at it. And if you sit there, like twiddling your thumbs and go, well, I don't know, maybe just shut up. Shut the fuck up and do it. Like that, just do it. Like I really don't know what else to say. I mean, I didn't get fancy equipment until I was like 2 years in, and until after I was monetized. You don't need fancy equipment. You just need to get started. And outside of just getting started, I would say don't get caught up in trying to play to the algorithm. It sucks the fun out of doing this. I enjoy doing this because I know my stuff is never going to be popular. And that's a weird thing to say, but it's the truth. You know, I have made videos where I'm just like, this caters to the algorithm, and I don't have fun doing them. I don't have nearly as much fun doing them as I mean, I say I'm having fun right now, but because I have to turn my AC off while I'm recording, and I'm an hour and 45 minutes in, I'm fucking sweating my ass off, and it's not super nice in here, but I'm waiting until I get to the end of this block before I turn the game off, because that's what I do. I like to knock these out mostly in one go. Although now that I'm saying that, I really do want to take a break. But these, I think I've just convinced myself to split this up into a couple days worth of recording because I'm really hot and I'm kind of miserable right now because it's hot here, and when you turn the AC off, it gets really hot. So if I find a teleporter, I'll do that. I also really have to go to the bathroom. So, yeah, I would say just take the first step. That's the hardest thing. And then from there, you need to, unless you are desperately trying to do it full time, don't cater to the algorithm. It sucks the fun out of it. And you don't need fancy equipment. I've spent way too much money on gear for this. I really have. And I don't want to say it's not worth it, but it's not necessary. It's really not. And then, last question. This is also a Miles question. What is the meaning of life? I don't know, man. If I knew what the meaning of life was, do you think I'd be screaming into a microphone playing an anime game? I don't know. If I did, I would tell you. You know what? If you're still in here, if you still somehow managed to watch an hour and a half of me screaming into the void, dying on second floor, join the Discord, and if I find the meaning of life, I will post it in the Discord. And you guys can scream and be happy for all of us and all that stuff. But I really need to find a teleporter because I'm about to have a crisis of the digestive kind. I've kind of been gassy throughout this whole recording, and I don't really want to fight that strong shadow because the deuce is coming, and there's a shadow chasing me. Please have mercy. Please give me a teleporter. Please, game. That stairs. Oh, Lord. Please, 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 please be a gatekeeper. Please. Okay, that's a person. That's good. That's good. I can find them.
There's a treasure chest.
How do I Fuka? I'm gonna jam. That'd be great. I'm gonna find the stairs. I'm gonna find the person. I'm gonna grab chest. Don't hit the shadow. Oh God. Get some money. Where are the stairs? Where are the stairs? Where are the stairs? Where are the stairs? I guess the stairs don't matter too much when I'm about to shit myself. Okay, this is how it's gonna be. Yes. Let's take them back. Okay, we're back. I will see you guys tomorrow for me. Okay, I have returned. I have done some Persona fusions. I have also swapped out Mitsuru for Akihiko. So we're on floor 64. Let's keep pressing forward and continuing on. We're almost done with this Tartarus trip. I am rested. Ooh, I cannot jump to the next floor. I thought I might be able to, but that's okay. I am rested up. I am feeling better. I went to the bathroom, which is why I had to initially take the break. And at that point, I was like, you know what? At this point, I might as well just wait for the next day, because it was like 11 o'clock at night, I think, at that point. I try my best to do these all in one run, just because I feel like I don't know why I do that, to be honest. I guess it feels like I'm making progress on that day, but it just got to the point where it was a little bit too long. I'd been recording for like an hour and 45 minutes, but it's fine. So it is now, what is it today? It is the 30th, June 30th for me. So I do need to worry about grabbing money, because we do need to have a lot of money at the end of today, because obviously we've got stuff to buy and all that stuff. But I also need to worry about all these fusions. Junpei finally gets a multi-target magic skill, but that's not too big of a deal for him, because he's going to be using mostly physical skills. But yeah, like I said, we are going to need lots of money, and I need to do all these different Persona fusions, plus like all the different requests that we have to do. And I try to save those mostly for the end, just so that I can kind of knock them out all at once, rather than, I feel like stopping, going to the Velvet Room, fusing stuff kind of generally breaks up the flow of things. But I do do it every now and then, just because I don't want to be using all of the Personas from the previous arc throughout this entire Tartarus run, because that just makes things more difficult. There's no reason for you to do that. But I'm also hopefully going to be able to grab some of these Personas that I'm missing. I guess I'll grab Principality, because I'm actually only missing 4 for this chunk of the compendium, which is pretty good. And Yukari, again, wants to scout ahead, so I'm going to let her go. But yeah, I have done... Do I want to fight these shadows? I don't really want to fight them without a party member. That always concerns me, especially my healer. But she's on the next floor waiting for us, and we get some money, some gems, some treasures, all that stuff. You guys know how this works. You can practically guarantee favorable matchups by swapping them out to correlate with enemy weaknesses. Oh, sorry, I was thinking out loud. Yeah. Welcome to the wild card, baby! Gotta love being a busted protagonist. It's just how it goes. So I guess I can share something that I have been working on, and I've mentioned this a handful of times. So I really, really, really want to do a playthrough of Three Houses in real time. I love Three Houses. It's very similar to Persona in that there's a lot of dialogue and it's very character-driven. The thing is, there are multiple routes in Three Houses, so there's no way for me to show everything in one run. So my thought was I can do it all at once, and even though that would be a lot of work, that would be really interesting to do. But instead of social links, you get what are called supports. It's basically the same thing, except most characters only have like 2 or 3 supports. The problem is that it's not just you getting supports with all these characters, it's also those characters getting supports with other people. So like, think about if in Persona, not only if I had supports with Yukari, or I guess social links with Yukari and Mitsuru and Fuka, that means that Fuka would also have a social link with Yukari and Mitsuru would have one with Yukari and Fuka. It's a really amazing system. I love it a lot. Unfortunately, it's not like you just go up to the person, you talk to them, and you get the support. You have to build that rank up through combat. And I couldn't figure out any way to really be consistent with that, with all of the supports that the game has. Because the game has like 300 different supports. It's actually kind of insane what they did with that. And I didn't really know how to just be consistent with that. I've thought of some other ideas, but unfortunately I think I'm gonna have to scrap that idea, which really sucks because I really love Three Houses. It's a really ambitious game, partly because it does have all those different routes. But another reason is that every single line in that game is voice acted, which is just an it is just an obscene amount of effort for the developers to put in, considering how many characters there are. Even like minor characters are completely voice acted, which is just such an immense accomplishment. And that Three Houses is a really ambitious game, and I honestly think it's overly ambitious for all intents and purposes. I really wanted to do that, but I spent like hours over the past few weeks trying to figure out a way to make it work, and unfortunately, I don't think there's any way to make it work, which sucks, but that's how it goes sometimes. So that was what I was kind of hoping to do for my next project after this, just given that Revival was announced. I don't want to do Golden and then immediately do Revival after it. I don't want to do Reload and then immediately do the FemC route right after this, so I'm thinking other games. I really love the Zelda series. I think that would be fun to do. I don't know how I would break that up. Obviously, that wouldn't be like a real-time thing or anything like that. Maybe it would just be like a normal playthrough, like a normal YouTuber would do. You know, maybe have a nice change of pace of it being normal for once, but I don't really know what I'm gonna, and I really need to resort all these skills that she has. I could probably get rid of Dia instead of Garu, but I'm commentating. It's hard to really think about all that stuff while I'm doing this. So I've thrown around some ideas. I know someone had said do Pikmin next, because it has a day-night cycle. I have never played Pikmin. It's never been something that has super interested me, but I will definitely check it out. But if I'm doing, like, when I play games, I want to do it something that I'm very familiar with. So, like, with Reload, not only have I done... This will be my... What is this? This is my third run of Reload, because I did my personal playthrough of Reload, and then I did my practice playthrough of Reload. I also did P3P, so this would technically be, like, a fourth run of Persona 3 in general, so I have a pretty good grasp of it. And then with Persona 5, that's like my fifth playthrough of that, so you really missed. So, like, I really know that game. Why is everybody missing? Oh, God. There we go. Finally get it down. So, I like to do games that I really know. I think it's fun to do blind playthroughs. I really didn't get the KO. Never punished. I think doing blind playthroughs and seeing people's reactions there's definitely merit in that. But I don't know. I'm still throwing ideas around on my noggin. I think a Zelda playthrough would be fun. I think some type of Metroid playthrough would be fun, whether it's just like a normal playthrough or if I like sequence broke it, because I think I mentioned this actually in this episode. So like earlier today, doing like sequence breaks of Metroid is super fun. I have seen somebody, I think I gave him a shout out a while ago. Somebody is doing a Metaphor run in real time. I think that's awesome. I, however, think that is a little awkward because some of the days are really long, and obviously I made like a 6-hour video on what is it? Christmas Eve? Yeah, Christmas Eve for Persona 5, but like that's definitely an outlier. But I would say like the majority of the Metaphor days are significantly longer than a majority of the Persona days. But like major props to them. But I also like recording not super far ahead of time. Like I said it's the 30th, and this is what is today? It's the 2nd? July 2nd, so I try not to get too far ahead. And I feel like if I did Metaphor, I would have to record way far in advance just to make sure that I've got enough time to record and edit and do all that stuff. And I like keeping it closer to real time than like a month in advance. But that's neither here nor there at this point. But if you have any other ideas other than the ones that I've kind of stated, like Zelda, Metroid, Pikmin, feel free to let me know. I am more than happy to take suggestions on that. I think getting you guys I shifted to the wrong person. I am more than happy to take suggestions, just because I like involving you all in this. I think that's part of the fun of it. So let me know if any other games are kind of in this. Wait, what? Hold on. What is this guy weak to? I'm so confused. You're weak to fire. I thought. I'm so dumb. I can't read. If there are other games kind of in this real-time format, let me know, and I think I'd be interested in checking them out. I know I don't have to stick to this real-time format. Like, it's at this point, it's just like arbitrary. I feel like I've more than dipped my foot into the Let's Play format, if you want to call it that, and I kind of have a feel for what I'm doing. But I don't know. I like having this. I'm a very regimented, schedule-oriented person, and I feel like having this where I know exactly what I have to play each day, and that's what the upload is going to be, and I don't have to question it. It helps me stay organized with everything, and it keeps me on track, if that makes sense. I think that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts. It would be nice to have a little bit of a break. You know, obviously I had like a month or so off between finishing Royal and starting Reload. Did I miss somebody? I did. And starting Reload, and that was nice, but it was also to take some time like planning everything out and like doing a practice Reload playthrough while also finishing up Royal and also doing the bonus episodes with like the super bosses and some additional content and stuff. So yes, it was a break-ish, but it didn't really feel like it in hindsight. So if I were to do like more traditional playthroughs, it would make it easier on me to where I could feel like I have more time to plan things out and do all that. And now that I'm saying that out loud, it almost makes it sound like I'm at risk of like burning myself out, which is really not the case. I do really enjoy doing this, and while there are times that I feel like it can be I don't want to say like arbitrary, but like a bit of a slog. I never feel like, ugh, I don't want to do this. There's some days where I'm just like, man, I don't want to record today, but I know I need to because I'm going to be busy later. There are definitely days like that, but it's not like I'm miserable doing this. Like, I definitely enjoy making these episodes and messing around in the games and talking to all the different characters and seeing what they have to say. I did have somebody say, make sure you, it was actually today, I forgot who it was in the Discord. They're like, make sure you read the text that Kenji sends you after his rank 9 social link, which I should actually double check that we haven't gotten there yet. I really don't think we have. It's like, oh, please don't kill me. I checked the calendar, and that's like 2-3 weeks off, so I'm just desperately hoping I don't forget about it. I don't like record way ahead out of fear of forgetting or something, and then I just forget. So hopefully you all can keep me accountable. If there's anything else you know of that comes up, that pops up that's interesting, also let me know. I've said this multiple times throughout both this playthrough and especially Royal. It's literally impossible for one person to know everything about these games. There's just way too much stuff packed into them, and I only get 3 people for this all-out attack. That sucks. Okay. I'm just gonna rush through this. I should be fine. Yeah. So I am gonna actually double check. I'm pretty sure we're rank 8 with Kenji, right? Okay. So I haven't jumped the gun on that. That's always the worst. There is something I actually am gonna have to go back today and show. Floor after this one is a border floor. It seems like the coast is clear for now, so you'll get a bit of a break. Yay. There is something I do have to go back. This isn't a boss, is it? Okay, good. There is something I'm gonna have to go back today and show, but that's nothing big. Dead end. Looks like we can't progress any further for now. On the other hand, we've made good headway. Nicely done. Come back whenever you're ready. It's your call to make, leader. Okay, Fuka. We got another old document, I assume. Old document 3. A new institution will launch on the island. The amount of money being poured into it is unheard of. I've been told to be a part of it. I'm worried. I have a bad feeling about this project. Alright, well. Path to the next floor is blocked off. Can't go any further. Looks like we'll just have to wait. Wonder why it's blocked off now when it's just going to open up later. I guess we'll find out soon enough. So let's go back to the entrance. And let's go ahead and deal with all these Elizabeth requests. Let's see what we've got and see what we need to do.
Good day.
Yes, requests.
Here are my requests.
Okay, so that's a shadow hunting milestone. Some water, HP stuff. Bring me an Onimaru Kunitsuna. I think that's one of the Twilight Fragment chests from one of the Gatekeeper fights, if I'm not mistaken. Crit rate boost, that's great.
Wonderful.
Great persona that's level 23 or higher. A sugar key. Sugar. Oh, I confuse King Frost now. And then third document. 30,000 yen. Nice, that's really helpful. Treasure hunting milestone 2. Chewing soul. And we can go ahead and accept these. I will double check everything and then I will meet you guys back here in a few seconds.
Request?
After doing some fusions, I've also completed request number 33. Conduct a total of 35 Persona fusions. So get some Twilight Fragments. Another one. And I will keep working on stuff. And here is request number 46, Shadow Hunting Milestone. I was actually, so it's defeat 600 shadows, I believe. I was at like a little under 500 when I started it. It's not as miserable as, oh, you have an exclamation mark. Oh, she wants to escort her somewhere. I'd like to investigate a certain area known as Iwatodai. If you have the time, then please come fetch me so long as the sun is out. So, like I was saying, this is not nearly as miserable as it sounds because what I did was I basically just ran around the lower floors of Tartarus up until I got to that 600. You can just rush the enemies because there's no chance that they'll ever kill you. And while doing that, since I got that fortune reading, a bunch of the golden hands spawned basically everywhere, so that's a great way to farm for money that you will need at some point.
This is your
I also have fused every persona up to level 23, almost some level 24 ones, but that's what I've got going for me. And then if I leave the Velvet Room, I can go ahead and show you my persona stock real quick. This animation will go. It's just a fancy loading screen. That's all these things are. So you need Temperance, Strength, Magician, Hierophant, Priestess, Hermit, Hanged, Justice, and Fortune. And I do have all those. I'd recommend grabbing at least a handful of high-level ones. As you can see, this Take Mikazuchi for me is actually pretty strong, and that comes from maxing out the Emperor Confidant. Wrong game. The Emperor's Social Link. Obviously, those Social Link bonuses make a big difference, so you definitely want to take advantage of them. You also want to make sure that you get all of the missing people. Looks like there's nobody left because she would have something to say. I found 3, I believe. Did they show up here? Yes, so these 3. These don't have names. I should have gone to the station missing persons board to unlock the names, but it's not a big deal. I've rescued all 3. The deadline is in a few days. Don't forget to do those. These aren't as important, but you do get rewards for them. You can see I have 63,000 yen. I have an absolute ton of treasure. Like I've got 7 worldly coins, those sell, and 7 odd coins, those sell for quite a bit of money. So I will be more than fine once I sell all my valuables. You want to have 80,000 yen after not only selling your loot, but you also get, sometimes you get yen for rescuing people, sometimes you get items. So have at least 80,000. If you want to buy absolutely everything from the shopping channel, you'll need 110,000. But with all that stuff out of the way, I'm not quite done with today. As you will see in a few seconds, there is something I want to show after the day ends. We'll see if there's anything that happens after tonight, like a Dark Hour cutscene or whatever. So let's. I just gotta make sure. Gotta make sure I saved again, because almost 3 hours of work. I don't want that to go down the drain because I messed something up. Yes, we're good. Okay, so with that, we are gonna head back and call it quits. All right, please get a good night's rest, everyone. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show. So if you get to this point with Chihiro's social link, this is obviously earlier today, and you press kiss her, this is what happens.
What do you think you're doing? We aren't even officially dating. Why would you do this? Do you think it's funny? Just what kind of girl do you think I am?
There's an uncomfortable tension between us. Our relationship is becoming unstable. Yes, this is something that they brought back from Persona 3, reversed social links. So, your choices make a big, big impact in this game. If you really screw up, you get the tarot card and the social link reversed.
I can't believe you would do something like that. I was wrong about you. And even if I did feel the same way about you, that still doesn't make it okay.
Yeah, so what you have to do is basically you have to repair the relationship. You have to talk to them a bunch of times. You have to do, I believe you have to do like the non-rank up hangouts and pick right answers to get those social link points back up and repair the relationship. In old versions of P3, you could also have broken social links where if you like really mess up, you can no longer even advance the social link. It is done for the rest of the game. That is not in Reload, but there are a few social links which can be reversed. I believe I've mentioned this in the past, every now and then you will have a social link get lost in Tartarus if you do not save them by the deadline. That social link is gone for the rest of the game. It is completely wiped. You cannot progress it any further. So keep in mind when you're rescuing people in Tartarus, if you've got a social link, you have to go save them. But with those things out of the way, it's been a long day. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.